Hello everyone. I am talking to you now with my real human voice because I know from experience that some people may get bothered by this video's topic and its conclusions. So, I want you to hear the sincerity in my voice when I tell you that I am not out to poo-poo your favorite weapon, to tell you that you are bad for liking this gun, or even that I dislike the GK2. In fact, I like it a lot. I like swapping between popping heads with it and shooting into the crowd with boomstick. I like shooting NATO sights with it. I like clutching my mouse and doing my damnedest to track weak points across the map with AI Stability Engine. But it has issues, so please don't dismiss this out of hand.
I am not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you.
Starting just looking at GK2. The most popular overclock for GK2 is Bullets of Mercy, and for good reason. An extra 33% damage is strong, it's easy to enable, and it has almost no downside. You can kill grunts reasonably fast if you hit them in the weak point, though things get a lot worse with body shots. And because you're just shooting one target at a time, it's never going to be amazing at clearing out a crowd. Single target damage is fine so long as you can enable the bonus, and that shouldn't be hard to do. You could instead say, fuck ammo efficiency and use something like this max damage output, overclocked firing mechanism build instead. But here's the thing. It barely actually has better DPS than the Bullets of Mercy build, and the ammo efficiency is much worse. I've said before that ammo efficiency is often overvalued, and that is true, but it's still often good to have, and not really worth sacrificing here in exchange for such a small DPS upside. If anything, if you want better DPS, you'd still be using Bullets of Mercy, just with the damage mod instead of ammo. But probably you want to take ammo here. Speaking of ammo efficiency, I know some people may bring up how, oh, with electrifying reload, you can get over 36,000 total damage from the ammo pool. But here's the thing. Nobody on planet Earth is actually scraping every last bit of theoretical ammo efficiency out of this overclock. It's just not practical, and even using the thing in a more reasonable way is still pretty slow and fiddly.
Good news, team. The wave is thinning out.
AI Stability Engine's bonus is more conceivable, but it's still not realistic to get all the potential value out of it. Even if you took, like, a CSGO pro and sat them down in front of a PC running Deep Rock, after they acclimatize themselves to playing a game that's actually fun, even they would still be missing shots sometimes.
Oh dear. That is...
Not to say it's bad, but most of the time, you're not getting quite as much DPS or total damage out of this as Bullets of Mercy. So, broadly speaking, Bullets of Mercy is the winner when it comes to this weapon, so it's what I'm going to be focusing on. So, let's compare with the second Scout Primary, M1000. This is a pretty typical generalist M1000 build. It kills grunts in one headshot, which is both faster and usually more ammo efficient than the GK2, because usually you don't kill grunts in 3 perfect headshots with the GK2. It also kills grunts in 2 body shots due to armor break, which is roughly twice as fast and a bit more efficient ammo-wise than GK2 body shots. Also, if you're far away, you can make things easier on yourself with one focused body shot. this is where one of the supposed advantages of GK2 falls apart. It's not really the less aim-intensive gun. If anything, M1000 is, because body shots still kill quickly, while with GK2, if you don't land several headshots in a row, it gets way slower. This is especially important because M1000 also gets blow-through with 3 penetrations. This makes it far better for clearing crowds in GK2, especially because of how good it is on body shots. That's a really big advantage. The common rebuttal to this is that Scout isn't about crowd clear, and that's partially true. But that doesn't mean that he shouldn't help out, and if you haven't played with a Scout build that has strong crowd clearing, you might not realize just how useful it actually is. Then, we have the single target damage against tanky enemies. Here we can see that it's somewhat weaker than Bullets of Mercy GK2, but not by a long shot. And remember, this is an M1000 build that is built for clearing crowds, and with no overclock. If we just swap on the weak point mod, GK2's lead here shrinks to almost nothing. While M1K still retains better grunt killing due to one-shotting weak points and two-shotting body with armor break. And that's in a scenario where Bullets of Mercy is always enabled. If we actually equip a DPS overclock and build to compete with Bullets of Mercy in single target DPS, now M1000 is doing more single target DPS while still killing grunts in one weak point shot, and has a lot more ammo. Next is the Drak. For a little context here, before Drak existed, GK2 used to at least have the advantage of killing small enemies better than M1000. That's a pretty marginal advantage since you can usually kill them better with secondaries, or kiting them to teammates. But regardless, now Drak exists, and is absolutely cracked at killing small targets because of the high rate of fire. Especially with impact deflection or aggressive venting. So, GK2 is now outcompeted in that niche as well, as far as it mattered in the first place. Let's cut to the chase here and show some Drak builds compared to GK2. So, the unfortunate reality is, every single one of these kicks the shit out of GK2 at killing normal enemies, on top of being great for swarmers. Impact deflection especially does, and it's barely any worse against single targets. OPA is actually outright better at single target, albeit with a lot of spread, while thermal feedback only really pops off against single targets that are weak to fire. Technically, Drak has the downside of being projectiles rather than hit scan, but it's rarely a meaningful downside. Not to mention, if your goal is using hit scan to pop distant spitters or menaces, Scout's best tool for that is the M1000. It's not looking too good for our boy over here. At the end of the day, GK2 isn't capable of damaging multiple enemies, unlike Scout's other primaries, making it a lot worse at crowd clear. In exchange for that, you'd think it would either be better at single target DPS, or would just have a boatload of ammo. But it's not, and it doesn't. M1000 and Drak outcompete it in all three categories of crowd clear, single target, and ammo efficiency. My conclusion to all of this is pretty simple.